Hello and welcome back to Movie Deputy Reviews, where if you saw the title or you see the poster, you know the movie we're talking about. If you were ever a fan of Elvis Presley, this one is one that you're probably not going to want to miss, but you want to be sure to stay around here because this review might not be what you expect. Now, in honor of the king, doing the whole popped collar, the whole bit, it was cool with him, it was cool in the 80s, so yeah, we're doing the whole thing, so thank you very much. Yes, I am being absurd with this one. This was Baz Luhrmann's, I'm going to totally mispronounce that, EPiC. It's Elvis Presley in concert, which I didn't put two and two together, the whole acronym of Elvis Presley in concert, spelling out EPiC on this. It opened everywhere February 27th, but it opened in selective theaters for a selective screening on February 20th. So maybe you've seen this, maybe you haven't, I'm not sure. But if you were ever a fan of the King, this is not one that you're going to want to miss. This is behind the scene footage. This is concert footage that you've probably never seen. Some of it funny, some of it meaningful, some of it just plain, maybe not what you expect. But I do need to warn you, there are flashy lights. There's full-on strobe lights in part of this. And then I don't know if it was intentionally done this way, but it changes the screens. It just bam, 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 bam. Every couple seconds, it's just rapid like that. There's a few parts of it where the scenes do stretch out a little bit longer, but a lot of it is just fast panning between scenes. And I know a lot of people that is a little bit upsetting. Now, I will say when I saw this in the theater, like everybody else, I had a unique chance to talk to a couple people after the movie, including some people who had actually seen him in concert back in the day. And one of the ladies even said that she could have seen him a dozen more times. And she was like full on in tears. She thought this was one of the most beautiful documentaries that she'd ever seen. And so I just wanted to just casually mention that as well. Like I said, if you're ever a fan of Elvis, you're going to see a side of Elvis that you maybe don't expect. And I'm going to help you learn a couple things about him that maybe you didn't know too. So like I said, you're not going to want to miss this. But I had some issues downloading the trailer. I'm not sure what the issue was. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to share my screen with you in order to share the trailer with you. So come along. This is going to be fun. Now, as you can probably see by this part of the trailer, how it's kind of going through the pictures and stuff very rapidly. There was a lot of the trailer that was that way as well. And if you didn't get a chance to read what's going on the screen right now, this is some lost footage from his Vegas residency and also some of his other tours as well.
And I'm a lot said, but never from my side of the story. Hey, the light's on. I can see you. Hello out there.
Now, this one is kind of a unique thing too, because it says that this is his story. This is from his perspective. But if I've seen any of the other Elvis documentaries, you know that his manager and everything Tom Parker was not always on his side, and this documentary doesn't portray it from that side. It portrays it as if he was this person that just was amazing to Elvis and helped him achieve his stardom. And yes, that is very much the case, that Tom Parker did help Elvis's stardom just explode, but he exploited Elvis a lot along the way, and this particular documentary doesn't really share that side of it.
Hello.
It's burning through to my soul.
It says, one of the most exciting concert films you've ever seen, is a quote from Variety. Now, I will say there are parts of this that are very entertaining, including there is some concert scenes where even Elvis forgets some of the words to his own songs, and it's not done in a way to make fun of him, but it's just the fact that he had over 400 songs in his repertoire that he selected from when he did his performing. And if you were curious, yes, I am pulling this directly from YouTube, if you're curious where I'm sharing this from.
Camera crew, gentlemen. All right.
It's coming closer. I feel like I'm slipping away.
A lot of this, I can't really say a lot, but there's a lot of scenes in this where we're so used to seeing the spotlights on Elvis and it's shining right there on Elvis, but he turns us around a little bit to where he can see the audience, and you see how he interacted with the audience a lot with his Vegas show that we've never really gotten to see before.
Play the hell out of it.
Your kisses left behind
If you feel it,
like the sweet song of a
you can't help but move to it.
You light my morning sky, burn love.
It's a new crowd out there. They haven't seen us before. It's got to be like the first time we go on.
And this really is more than a documentary. It's more than a concert film. He really tried to change things up, and you're going to learn things about Elvis that you probably never knew if you see this. And so, like I said, if you've ever been an Elvis fan in your life, or if your parents were Elvis fans, this might be an insight into why the hype and stuff about him. He was truly the king of rock and roll, and this really showcases a lot of that.
That's one of the secrets.
It was just a lot of fun. And I am back. So I know that was a little bit different way of doing that, but I couldn't find a way to download. It kept erroring out when I was trying to download it, so I'm not sure what was going on with that. But I did want to share that with you. Now, we get to see some behind-the-scenes footage of Lisa Marie when she was little, just learning how to crawl and her first steps. We get to see never-before-seen footage of Elvis when he was in the military. We get to see footage of how he prepared behind the scenes with his backup singers and with his band. And you get to really see, like I said, what made him tick and why he was so jiggly when he was on stage. I mean, it was truly a part of him. And he explains that. Don't worry, no spoilers. I won't give that away. But this was really a lot of fun. Like I said, I've never been a particular big Elvis fan, but I was only 3 when he died. And so, but my parents and stuff were very limited. Like, there were a few of the songs I heard growing up, but never really anything over the top. I do want to share the podcast image. I just took this and basically just squared it off, so I didn't do anything fancy to that at all. Now, you're probably wondering, guilty or innocent. Believe it or not, I'm giving EPiC an innocent rating. There was nothing over sexual. There was nothing over the top. There was a little bit of language, but nothing over the top. But like I said, if you have ever been a fan, then this is one that you're not going to want to miss out on. So you're probably wondering the score I came in at this on. Being that it was just so fast action, not as if it was an action movie, but just the flashing scenes and the strobe type stuff, and then just some of the things that probably you need to be a fan to appreciate some of the stuff on the screen. It doesn't apply to everybody. This is not going to appeal to everybody. This is going to have a somewhat narrow audience just because of the scope of that. And so staying true to the deputy scale, imagining the drums here. I'm going to have to find a sound to insert when I'm going. Because I'm sorry, that'd be cool. But so the score-wise that I'm coming in with EPiC, this might surprise a few of you. I am giving EPiC just a 5.5 out of 10 on the deputy scale. Not because it wasn't good, but just because it's limiting. And just because, like I said, some of the flashing scenes are just hard to focus on. And then some of it was, except for fans, they're going to love this. They're going to awe and ooh and all of this. But people who aren't big fans, there were a couple of people that got up and left when I was watching it. Just, like I said, it's going to appeal to that narrow audience. But that is the only reason I'm limiting the score on it a bit. So, like I said, if you've ever been a fan, check this out. Whether you go see it in the theater, whether you check it out on digital, this one might surprise you. And I would love to know what you think. If you were an Elvis fan, if you're not an Elvis fan, I would love to know what you think about this. As always, if you are enjoying this adventure, I hope that you make sure you hit subscribe and turn on that little notification bell so you get the latest and the greatest movie deputy content. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm a goofball, but a lot of you knew that a long time ago. So, till later, guys. Bye.